Education is a tool that breaks down all barriers. Education is a part of the foundation of all progress and growth, both as an individual as and society. Today we're going to look at the ASU strike, the planned protest by NLC to support the agitation of the lecturers on what they are pushing. Now we say ASU is on strike for 5 months, and then it's look as if nothing is really happening. And NLC feel yes, they should support ASU to push their demand. I feel we shouldn't go that way. That's my own personal take in this country, because education is the bedrock of every growth, in the society. And doing this with me is Lois Traki. Lois, looking at protests, the planned protests that the NLC are planning concerning ASU. This is the first time this time around that we are seeing the labor union coming together to support ASU, in pressing on their demands.
This issue of ASU has been ongoing for 5 months now.
Yes.
And then so many issues have come out of it, and with the laxity of the federal government on this particular issue. And then NLC are saying they want to back, not that they want to go for the strike because of ASU, but because ASU is under them, and then they feel the plight of the people. NLC is not a political body or a political party that should be subject to the government because of one reason or the other. Yesterday we saw that Lai Mohammed, that's Minister of Information, he came out to say it's illegal for them to go on this protest and then the strike. But we've seen that Ayuba Waba, that's the president of NLC, has come to say no, they are not a political body. It's legal for them to go on this strike or go on this protest because they feel the plight of the people, that because they are representing them. So if they don't do something about it, then who is going to fight for them? And this thing has lingered for so long. This is an election period, and then we've seen all of these things happening. What is the government trying to tell us? What are they trying to say, that even if they are being given the chance next year, they will even do worse? Because this period is the time for them to show us something different, to be positive and all of that. But we've seen that they are not even doing what they are supposed to do, and so many children are just out there, just there doing nothing,
not knowing where their fate is. And looking at it, that took me back to when Goodluck was the president. I remember the numbers of series of protests that took place during that time, from the issue of insecurity, the issue of increase in fuel pump, and like during that time, almost everywhere in this country were shut down, because the complaint was that the masses are really suffering, because of the increase of the pump price and then they agitate that the government are not sensitive because the masses are suffering. They talk about the issue of fuel subsidy. They talk about so many things, and then that's what they use to kick the government out.
Yes.
And then since the inception of this government, I have never seen any protest that hold waters like the way they did during Goodluck Jonathan. And I begin to compare. I said, okay, this time around we've seen the increase in insecurity, life of the common man is not really something to write home about. We're living below $1, and you begin to see everywhere is like quiet. And I ask myself this question: why now? why do NLC wait until it lasted for this long? That's just my concern, because these are the questions that ordinary Nigerians are asking there, and then they need an answer.
You know, it's really baffling that NLC are just coming up right now to say they're not even going on the strike. They are still saying they want to. Meanwhile, which means they might not even go for it. You know, and then so many people are asking questions, because I remember the period of the fuel subsidy during Goodluck's time, and then the whole country just shut down like that. A lot of things came out, and immediately there was an action, and then everything went back to normal, and things were not even as expensive as they are right now. And right now that things have gone beyond what an average Nigeria can take, nobody is saying anything. The NLC that are supposed to fight for the cause of this country, they are not. Now they are saying they want to, and the government is saying it's illegal for them to go on strike and all of that. I really don't understand why both the government and the NLC are just there. Like they are in their actions now. They are not doing, because I believe that Labour Congress are supposed to be on their toes. Like once these things are happening, they will just be, you know, doing the actions fast, so that the government will do something. But if we are just there, there is Chris Ngige. I don't know, Sha.
Yesterday they had a meeting with the leadership of the Labour, and then he was pleading with them that they should suspend the protest. And you know, I know several times LSC would tell us that we are going on nationwide protests from so date and so date. At the end of the day, they will now come and then tell us that everything is being suspended. So people are not even taking them by their word. You understand? And then I look at this issue of the ASU. Then I ask myself, these people that are dying, that are going helter-skelter, you know, driving every means to make sure that they occupy one particular office. These people, if you see the kind of money they are spending on souvenirs, it will marvel you. And then I can't hear any prominent politician, you know, whether Senate or somebody contesting for governor or somebody contesting for president, like coming to say, okay, because our youth are at home, because ASU are on strike, how can we come together, all of us as a political party, to proffer solution to this particular ugly situation that is facing us? I find it difficult when I even see them going out to campaign and they talk about giving us good education.
Like, I don't know, don't they have any shame? I just feel like, how do you okay, should I even talk about conscience right now? How do you even go about campaigning and telling people lies when you know that the things that you're supposed to, like, this thing is glaring in our faces, that education is the bedrock of development in any given society. And then looking at a country as Nigeria, students are on strike for 5 months, and this is not even the first time ASU they've been on a series of strikes. And then this particular one in a period as this, I don't think it should be something that should be heard of. Like, is even the guts they have to even continue the campaign, and they still want to be in power next year? I just wonder what they will keep doing though, because if at this period they are doing this, then I don't know what they will keep doing. If maybe if they get the office next year, how would their administration be like? Like, what would they continue doing in this country? Because at the end of the day, maybe we'll just the boat, I always say, will just capsize finally, and then the whole country will just shut down. Is that what is going to happen? God forbid. But then these people, I just expect NLC to just go on this strike straight, like you don't have to the strike or the protest, whichever one they want to embark on. They should do it, not tell the federal government we are, because this thing has lingered for so long. Do the action. Let's see you doing the action, and then let's see if the federal government will not do the needful, because I can't even imagine them living in a country that is completely shut down. And then the ASU president said something on one of the TV stations. He said, Academic Staff Union of Universities, that's the president, stated that if not for its struggle, Nigerian universities may be reduced to public primary schools in 3 years. A typical example, look at the public schools, the LEA we have, and then look at the primary school and the secondary government schools in this country. It's nothing to write home about. Like, so many people will not even want to send their children to these schools because of the low there are no teaching facilities. The staff, they are just there. Some of them are like a typical LEA. When you go there, you just see them under the tree gisting and doing all of that, or peeling melon and all of that. That's what they mostly do. If the right things are being done, I don't think these teachers will even be under the street gisting when they are supposed to be teaching and imparting knowledge on these children or these pupils. They will be doing their job in their various classrooms. But most of these schools where you go to, that's the norm there. That's what you see them doing. And then you look at how dilapidated the buildings are. They're not even conducive for the pupils. In one class, you see over 100 pupils in one class. How would they even learn? And then when you talk now, just like I've said, so many parents don't even want to take their children, except for people that do not really cannot afford it. That's when they take their children to all of those schools. By 12, they are out, and then they'll be on the street hawking or doing one thing or the other. And then we are seeing that gradually our federal universities are taking that route. And then nobody is saying anything. Like I've said before, there is fire on the mountain and nobody seems to be on the run. We are just there folding our arms. We only type on social media and do nothing.
I believe the right authorities are really listening to this, because we can't continue like this. Lois, it is a theme of a shame that our university are not find anywhere among the top 100 globally. You know, that you can look at our neighbors and find some countries, you know, that are our neighbors, that before, some of them, you know, we even look down on them because of how their conditions were. But look at now, you know, they have picked it up, and then now is our Nigerian student that are trooping there to just go and study. Probably, maybe not because of the university, even though the universities are good, but they feel like it's a system that is working, that hardly you will hear anything about a strike or like these factors that will make you spend 7 years instead of 4 years. You understand? Like people now that are supposed to graduate this particular month, they don't even know their fate. And then once the strike is off, that's when you will see a crash program. And imagine a student that engaged himself in a different activities, maybe just totally went to farm.
Yes.
Forgetting about the book, and then now you are trying to bring him and then set exam for him, and then he's graduating. And then you push him to the society. Now it becomes an applicant, somebody that is looking for a job, and then with his certificate, you can't say that he will defend the certificate. And then you, like the ASU president said, you know, if not for their doggedness, you know, all this time series of strike, you know, pushing and pulling the federal government to do the right thing.
Yes.
I am telling you, some of our universities, and it is glaring, because how many of the public office holders that allow their children to go to public school? I think our problems start from there. If the Mr. President child is in public school, the minister child is in public school, and other people from the judiciary, people from the legislature, I just feel that will push them. Look at the bill that someone in the House of Representatives was like trying to push, that every public office holder, his children must go to public school. First reading, overwhelmingly, they threw out that bill. I was ashamed of all of them. Yes, because it tells of how they don't care about this country. Yes, because you are people that make laws. These laws are the laws that guide our activities in this country. And they are saying this thing will help, because that's what will help even the government to push the money, because the child of the poor man is there, the child of the mighty in the society is there. So that's when you even find out that even the private schools are not really booming, because the public school are working. And what pains me most is that even those that now are dragging us when it comes to education, they went to public school.
Of course. And not to talk of that period when they went to public schools, they had free books, free food, free uniform, free almost everything.
Free everything.
They had it. And now they are empowered. They cannot even boast of anything. Is that not a shameful thing? You cannot even boast that children have been given free uniforms. You cannot even boast that children are being given free books, free biros, or they are even giving transport fare home.
You talk about the structure now. Not long ago, where the even structure for the even peoples to go there and then have learn in a conducive environment. That one is not there. Look at how the schools are dilapidated. Even this ASU that we are talking about now, the universities that we are, how many of the universities that we have that you will look at their infrastructure and say, yes, they are world class.
Yes.
In this 21st century, there's no upgrade, student, taking lectures, some hanging on
the window, some trying to squat, no enough seats. Like, you can imagine being 100 or 200 in a lecture theater. How will you even learn? How will you even hear what the lecturer is saying? And at the end of the day, you're supposed to pass. You're supposed to write tests, do assignments and all of that, and you can't even hear what the lecturer is saying. And that's why everything, you see people running to different other countries here that we should not even compare they cannot even compare themselves with us. They are there, we are going there. The CBN governor said it's enough is enough for all these trips for medical trips, and then the education, people going out to other countries, paying huge amount of money just to study in other countries that cannot even stand up to Nigeria. It's a shameful thing. Like, these things are not even supposed to be things that we should be talking about. We're supposed to be looking for a way forward, how to improve, how things can be different. Are we talking about insecurity? Are we talking about the poor roads that we have? Are we talking about the hike in food prices and all of that? All these things they are just so much, and every day things are getting even worse. And then what baffles me the most is the issue that we are in an electoral period, and then all these things are happening. It's just so alarming. It's just amazing, and it's sad at the same time.
It is sad. It is painful. Once you are a patriotic Nigerian and you see how things are happening, you won't be happy. Because I just reflect and I look back and I try to bring what so far is being spent from buying forms and then spending for delegates. I think can settle this ASU for 2 or 3 years, what they are looking for.
Definitely.
Because a lot of monies have been spent, and
they will still spend more,
because the campaign will soon start. And then I don't know how people will use this period and then get to convince people to vote them, while the father that you are talking to him to vote you, he knows that his child is at home. He's not happy with the way the system is working, and you're asking him to vote you. I feel some of these things, they are supposed to be a cheap campaign score that you
Of
don't
course.
need to struggle, because when you talk education, you make a reference. You said, go and check so university, go and check what we've done here, go and check. Like, people would literally see, like, people will campaign for you. You don't need to go and campaign for them, because what you have done. And that's why we are saying this era, I think we should change the narrative. Let's go for competent people, look at their antecedent first, and then look at what they have done so far and what they are planning to do. Not somebody should just come and tell you that he will pay salary. Salary is not an achievement.
It's a worker's, you're entitled to it, so you should be paid your salary. It's not something you're supposed to even be boasting about, that you've paid salaries. That's what you're supposed to do to anybody that works for you.
This thing is not in your pocket. You budgeted for it, someone signed it, and then you are spending it, and you brag on it, and you tell us somebody will come 20, 30, 40 years, you are telling us you give us electricity, telling us you give us pipe water. I mean, it's not really sweet to hear. I want to believe that this time around NLC will really brace up and do the right thing, because I feel doing that will also help by pushing the government to do the right thing, because Mr. President said he has given them 2 weeks.
Yes.
How do you see the ultimatum? Because the NLC are saying the federal government are capable to call this strike, like, not even in 3 days. Once it shows that even the voice of the president is not that strong to command,
An immediate action.
Yeah, who that are concerned in this to be running helter skelter to make sure that this is
I really don't even feel like the president doesn't have that power. He does, but I feel he doesn't want to use it, because he's the number one.
But he has been using it
to say what they should call off
in
2 weeks.
appointment, in so many things.
Yes, he has been doing that. He has been using it in places that I feel they are not even really important, because this issue of ASU is the most important thing as far as I'm concerned. And the moment Mr. President says, go and pay this, disburse this money, or ASU should call off this strike, and go, they will go. Everything will be done and everything will be settled. But he can't sit and just say in 2 weeks. In two weeks, it's foul. It will be added to these 5 months, and then we'll call it 6 months.
It becomes 6 months already.
Yes, because July is already fast spent. So what are we talking about 2 weeks? 2 weeks is not the issue. We need something to be done immediately, not the issue of 2 weeks.
Yeah, someone says he feels that if Mr. President really wants this ASU strike to be over, even if he doesn't have the money that they are asking, he has the power to call, to go to National Assembly and give them supplementary budget, which they will approve, and that will help, in aiding by making these lecturers go back to class, which I feel is right. But if you look at how monies are being spent, in some areas that I would say is a misplaced priority. Yes, they demand the attention, but this one is the most urgent. And when you talk about education, I think all attention should be there.
Yes.
I just hope that NLC will really push, so that we're not, because people are not even, when you talk about NLC, people will just say, I beg. That they will just call us by 12 and said the protests have been suspended.
Yes.
And then I don't see the reason why we must protest or we must go on strike, because before certain things will be done right. I don't think it speaks well for any government. I don't think it speaks well for
I just want to read what Ayuba Waba said before we close the show. He said like I said yesterday, Mr. Information Minister Lai Mohammed said it's illegal, and then Ayuba Waba came to say that it's not a solidarity protest. NLC is directly involved in the current disputes in our university system. all the 4 trade unions involved are affiliates of NLC. And then secondly, as citizens, our children have been out of school for 5 months. The majority are children of the working class and the less privileged. This alone should call for urgent action. And this is what I want the NLC to do. This urgent action that he has mentioned here, it should be very fast. This action should be very fast. They should not stay and be battering words with the federal government and whoever that is there. They should do this thing as soon as possible so that these children will go back to school and complete their education and all of that. It's tiring.
Well, we are calling on the right authorities to do the right thing. NLC, we will say kudos to you, even though it's better to be late than never, because most Nigerians are asking why did the NLC stay till this long, until 5 months, then deciding to take this action, even though I know for this period of 5 months there's this meetings, consultations, you know, trying to resolve the whole issue, and then it seems like it's not ending anytime soon. And I feel the NLC feel like, yes, it is their duty to really come and then and add up their voice to this affiliate, you know, and I think they are doing the right thing. Our prayer is that we will not come tomorrow and then hear that you said, okay, everything has been suspended, and then still yet, you know, the strike is still on. So let's just see, even if the protest is being suspended, let it be the reason that federal government have settled the issue, not because that negotiation is still ongoing. Thank you so much for joining us on Nigeria Now. I did this with Lois Turaki, and then for the entire crew that made this production possible, we say thank you so much. And for you that allow us to your living room to do this together, we are saying thank you. So keep watching Ekwa Television until we come your way next week, Monday, same station, same time. God bless you.
My name is Debbie Mays, and I'm on staff with the Great Commission Movement globally, and here for the 50th anniversary of the Great Commission Movement of Nigeria. Please, please keep watching Ekwa Television.